Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the stream. This is the advice stream. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. Hello. I looking a little rough today. Jeez, I gotta do my hair. Hi. Welcome. This is the advice stream. I am your host, Jeremy International. This is the stream where we sometimes have guests, sometimes we play old video games. That's what we're doing today. And then I, Jeremy International, can offer you, the viewers at home, advice about anything at all that you're seeking advice for. I feel like I'm a good resource for that. This episode of the advice stream, as usual, is brought to you by Blue Diamond Almonds. Unofficially, of course, they're not giving me any money. This time we're doing spicy dill pickle. These are good. Believe it or not, from the name you wouldn't know. They're not really spicy, but they're definitely dill pickly. Having a little bit of bourbon. And we're playing Indiana Jones. Excuse me for just a second. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. This game, hey, Start Rec. This game has been written about a lot. Indiana Jones, has a new movie coming out. He's back in the zeitgeist. And everyone has been, I've read actually a couple think pieces about this game and how good it is. I've always been meaning to play it for years now. And I never did until now. Why not? Well, normally I play original physical hardware games on the closest to original physical hardware that is available. This was really only out for PCs in the 1990s. So you can buy this game for just a couple bucks, like $3 from GOG, from Good Old Game Store, or I think it's also on Steam, if that's your thing. Just to bring you a little bit up to date on the story so far. Indy and this lady, what's her name again? Sophia, are trying to find something about Atlantis before the Nazis do. Sophia seems to have some kind of psychic powers, but that could be a ripoff. Honestly, it's been a busy week since the last stream, so I don't know. I don't know if that's, hold on a second, everybody. Hold on just a second. Just bear with me for a minute, please. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you for all of that. And then we're back, and we're back. So, yes, man, Start Rec, you're always trying to get me to set you up with 8-bit video game characters. I'll do my best. Next time, I'll see if there's a talk to Sophia about Start Rec option from the text, the text options at the bottom. But, I think you might want to start thinking about at least like 16-bit graphics for your future girlfriend. That's not my business. If you're into 8 bits, then that's cool for you. But, 16, these are so good. They're very, like dill pickly. They taste like dill pickle potato chips, but then they're a little spicy, and they're almonds. If anyone from Blue Diamond Almonds is out there listening, I'm doing this for free, but I don't need to. You give me money. And I probably spend a little bit more time talking about your quality products here. Anyways, I hope everyone had a great week. Oh my gosh. I'm having allergy problems. I had a great week. I have a busy week ahead of me, but it's nice to kind of have a little bit of chill time and play some video games. If I haven't said already, this is the advice stream if you're new. Wow, we're getting a lot of people over on Twitch here, more than normal. I'm here. I'm Jeremy International. I'm here to help you with advice-style questions that you may have. If you'd like to ask a question, you can throw it right into the chat. I get the chats live from all of the different places, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. If you'd rather stay anonymous, you can head on over to JeremyInternational.com. There's a contact form there at the bottom that you could use to send me an anonymous question. You don't even have to put in a real email address. You can put in a fake one. so I never know who it was. And block, and that parrot's pretty cool. And I'm here to help you. And all kinds of things. Probably not financial advice. That's not my strongest suit. Although maybe I'll give it a shot. But I'm here to give you advice on anything else. Relationship advice. What other types of advice? Like relationships, like interpersonal relationships, work. Like professional relationships, romantic relationships, parent and child relationships. I have parents. I am also a parent. I am apparently a parent. Drink to that. I'm not gonna say the name on the air here of the bourbon that I'm drinking tonight. It's not my normal bourbon. I don't love it, but it's what I got in the house. And we try to talk about positive things. We try to talk about things we like on the advice stream, not things we don't like. And so I'm not gonna talk about the name of the bourbon by brand because I don't like it. But I have it, and it's just taking up space on my shelf, so I might as well drink it. It's not terrible. I've had worse bourbons in my life. Not many, but some, and I'm gonna get through it because that's sometimes what life is about. Sometimes it's just about finishing the bottles in your bar so you can go buy something nice and new and not feel weird about it. I think I've mentioned on the show before, I've been unemployed since December of last year, but I got a job and I'm getting my first paycheck this week. And so maybe I'll go treat myself with a nice bottle of bourbon. Jeremy International's unofficially sponsored bourbon is Basil Hayden. That's the best bourbon you can get for your dollar, in my opinion. It's smooth, it's real vanilla-y, but it is not to be mistaken for anything but bourbon at the same time. Thanks, StartRec. Thanks, Amir. Yeah, I'm very excited about my job. I'm having a good time. I've only been there for a few days, of course. Being a more or less full-time stay-at-home dad for 7 months kind of gets you in a weird headspace. So going back to work and like talking to grown-ups all day is fun. I miss hanging out with my kids so much. But it's also, I think, better for both of us maybe if we, see other people sometimes, both my toddler and myself, because we were driving each other crazy. Here's something I thought about the other day before we start on the game. I like to dance a lot with my kid. We dance a lot together. Dance has always been like a important part of my life since I was a kid. And I'm just thinking about how I hate to be like one of those we live in a society guys, but we live in a society, where it's so easy to hurt people. It's so easy to go to a store and buy some kind of horrific weapon of war and just shoot people. It happens all the time. People so immediately just embrace hurting each other and embrace violence, and it's really too bad. But what could be more radical in that kind of society than dancing with somebody? It's the opposite of hurting somebody if you're doing it right. So I would encourage all of you to take some time out of your day and dance with someone. Dancing by yourself is great. Dancing with somebody else, you don't have to like do a dance that has like steps, but put on some music and move in a way that feels right to you with a friend. That's or a partner or a parent or your kid or a dog or a cat even. You should do that more. We should all do that more. That's my advice to everybody. Starrex says, P.S. Jeremy is a trained dancer. Trained, is a difficult thing to define when the last time I was in a dance class was probably 20 years ago. But sure. Starrex says, I bet you got the job because of your legendary performance of Baby Beluga. I don't know what Baby Beluga is. I have a legendary performance of Baby Beluga. Afrobot has some cute little dancing emojis there. Yeah, dance with a person. It's the opposite of hurting them. Once again, if you're doing it right, there's certainly ways you can dance with someone that has the potential to cause injury. So, stay aware of your Jesus. stay aware of your surroundings. Make sure you stretch first. Startrek says, you don't know Baby Beluga? Get on the Raffi train ASAP. Yeah, I am. I'm familiar with Raffi. I didn't know Raffi is like a children's musician. I guess that Raffi has a song called Baby Beluga. Now, here's the thing, at least about my parenting styles, we don't we don't listen to kids' music. We listen to the music that I want to listen to. So it makes me much less of an insane person. I don't have to listen to The Wheels on the Bus or Baby Shark 1,000 times a day. Starrex says, I went to a Raffi show in 1990 and it changed me forever. How old were you in 1990, Starrek? Inquiring minds want to know. Were you a small child? I was a child in 1990, to be clear. But I was middle school? When was my bar mitzvah? 3-ish, he says. Cool. We don't, and there's probably some study with somewhere that shows that like children's music is good for children. But we ain't doing that much in this house. We're listening to, yeah, I'm so old, Startrek, I am. I graduated from high school in 1998. So I was technically in college in the 90s. Only technically. No, like in every way I was in college in the 90s. Yeah, I know. Speaking of me being old, that's why I can be here to give you advice. Is I've lived a life. I got some city miles on me. I've seen 1,000 faces and rocked them all on average. So you should ask me for advice about anything. Now I do have to say that I'm not a doctor. I'm legally obligated to say that I'm not a doctor. However, I've been a patient a lot. So while I can't like diagnose your boils or whatever, but I can probably give you advice about how to deal with and how to manage a medical adventure if you're about to go on one, or if you've been on one recently and you're having a difficult time processing. I've been there, man. I know what that's like. So let me know. Hey, Gaffer, welcome back to the show. Gaffer, good to see you again. Gaffer says, plus you did that thing that requires you to say you're not a doctor. That is true. I am required to say I'm not a doctor because of what I did, but I am not legally required to say what it is that I did. That's an old joke. I didn't do anything. I'm not legally obligated to say that I'm not a doctor any more than any other non-doctor is legally obligated to say so. But I feel like in the advice sphere on the internet, it's important, like Dr. Phil's not a doctor. And he goes around saying that he is, and people give his advice more weight than maybe they should. I'm here to tell you I am not Dr. Phil. I'm not, in fact, a doctor of any kind. I have a master's degree, but no PhD yet. Maybe someday. I feel like when I'm retired, maybe I'll go back to school and get a PhD just for shits and giggles. And I can be the oldest new PhD person in the world. Starrex says, pretty sure the settlement for the matter does require you to say you're not a doctor, but I didn't read it too closely. The matter being capitalized. Thank you. Starrex is my attorney on what is it called when you pay someone to be your attorney all the time? And they're on, what's the word? They're on something. Oh man, what's that word called? When you have someone that's like, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody answer that question. Anyways, as my personal attorney, Starrek, on retainer, yeah, thanks, Starrek. As my personal attorney on retainer, I appreciate you capitalizing the matter. Is it possible, Starrek, for us as an attorney, can we TM the matter? Can we trademark that so no one else can use that as a way of just saying because of the matter? Gaffer says, I'm a PhD dropout and can confirm that it seems like something that's more fun to do when you're retired. Yeah, I mean, grad school was also something that I didn't realize at the time, but I went to do because it's fun and not because it built into a career of any kind, because it unfortunately did not, and I'll be paying for that until, that's why, I'll retire and go back and get my PhD much later. When you die, what happens to your student loan debt? That's my question. Can I go and get a PhD and go even more into debt, into education debt, and then, like when I'm 70, and then 10 years later when I'm dead, it just goes away? Is that how student debt works? Can it just go away when you die? I don't know the answer to that. Maybe someone does. Uh, Anyways, that's another piece of advice I'll give you is if you're going to go to grad school, if you're going to get into educational debt for the rest of your life, go for something that you really want to do as a career. Because I went for something that I was genuinely interested in, but never really thought about doing professionally. And then when I got my master's degree and attempted to do that thing professionally, realized that I hated it. That was ultimately a wash. I can still pretty good though at identifying the type of animal that the leather that books are bound in, like 500-year-old books are bound in. I can still tell you what kind of animal that leather came from. That's a valuable skill to have. Starrex says the New York Times literally suggested death as a way of getting your student loan debt last week when SCOTUS struck down the Biden administration's loan forgiveness. Huh. Well, so what if you only temporarily die? Like what if you flatline for a while and then they shock you back to life? You died, but then you came back. So is that good? Does that forgive your student loan temporarily die? Starrex says, and then you became a tongueless boy with excellent physical comedy. Yeah, that's about how my life went, Startrek. Gaffer is asking if I was studying to become Indiana Jones. Kinda. I went to school to be a rare books librarian. There's only about a couple dozen people in the country that are actually working as rare books librarians, and they do that until they're in their 90s. So there's really not any jobs to do in that field. No one tells you that when you go to school. But I went because I think books are cool and I like history. And that's not a good reason to go into debt for the rest of your life. Although, speaking of Indiana Jones, we'll get to the game in a minute. But like I said, I'm feeling it. Indy is in the zeitgeist, I think. Maybe some of you are feeling that way as well. So I went back and watched Raiders of the Lost Ark. I hadn't seen it in a few years the other day. And at the beginning, when he's a professor in a university, and Marcus Brody comes into the classroom and the girl has the "I love you" on her eyelids. That's inappropriate for a professor. He didn't act on it though, so good for Indy in that case. And the people from Army Intelligence come by and they're asking him about the Ark because they know the Nazis are looking for it. And Indiana Jones is introduced as an expert in the occult. And I watched that and I'm like, that's what I want to do. That's really what my whole life has been, why I went to grad school, I think, is that I want to be an expert in the occult. Maybe I can go back to school when I'm old and get another degree in the occult. I think that would be cool. The occult is fascinating to me because then you get into all kinds of spooky stuff. I like spooky stuff. If you like spooky stuff, let me know. Okay, so I don't remember, to be honest, we're somewhere in South or Central America. There's this pyramid behind us. There was this really rude and, I dare say, racist British man. And we went in, here, I'm going to go back in to show you. We went into the temple and there was this puzzle I had a really hard time with. I'm sorry, I think this is when the game got kind of boring for everybody. I had to I had to take the thing out with the kerosene and stick it into here and pull it down, and it opened up this deal. And there's a king from Atlantis in there. Ooh, that one was spicy. I got this thing from him. Let's go back outside and see if Soph over here has advice about what we should do. Because I think sometimes you can ask her, talk to Sophia.
Yes?
What do we do now? That's a good question.
What do we do now?
We've done all we can here, I suspect. Let's move on.
Okay, I like that idea. Can I give to her? No. I just had something just occur to me, though. I bet she's going to turn out to be a secret Nazi. I just feel like that's an Indiana Jones move, and that's too bad. You know, the idea of like the woman turning on you is just kind of a cliche I'm not into. Walk to truck. That's not a truck, that's a Jeep. Use truck.
Let's find the airport.
Where should we go? What do you guys think? You tell me, audience. We've been to Iceland. That's where we found the scientist in the cave. He's kind of a nut bar. We started, I think, in New York. That's where we met up with Sophia. She was had a show on Broadway. And then we went to the Azores, but the guy in the house wouldn't talk to us, so there wasn't anything we can do. I think we should probably go to the Azores. Should we? You tell me in the chat, everybody. What do you think I should do? Iceland, New York, or the Azores? I also gotta say, dill pickle, spicy dill pickle almonds, not particularly good. Bourbon, it's a nice pairing. It's nice. I'm not getting any advice from the chat here, so Startrek says the Azores. I was gonna just say the Azores too, Startrek. Let's go to the Azores. Beautiful. Azores. Anybody out there ever been to the Azores? I haven't. I only vaguely knew where they were. All right, so we pull up to the house and we walk up the stairs. Maybe now this Bojo's gonna talk to us. Let's see. Walk to the door. Open the door. Or knock.
Mr. Costa?
Leave me alone.
So much for that.
Really? Can I use whip with that? Nope. Use whip with windowsill. Can I look at that? Look at the door?
I don't see anything special about it.
Oh. Look at the expert on doors. Push door? Can we just go in on our own? Well, what if we pull it?
I can't move it.
Let's try to open it again.
Mr. Costa?
Leave me alone.
Come on, dude.
So much for that.
I can't walk in here. Can I give this to her now? Well, what does she think we should do? I hate when you get stuck in these.
Yes?
Hey, Gaffer. Yeah, I mean, I tried to open the door. I tried to pull it and push it. I didn't say open, though. Hold on. Never mind.
Okay.
Can I just open? Oh, no, that's how I knock.
Mr. Costa?
Leave me alone.
So much for that.
So push, pull, open doesn't work. Can't give this. That's okay. That's okay, Gaffer. No problem. I'll take anything I can get because I hate being stuck. And I know, like, once we get past this, then there'll be lots of exciting things to do. So just bear with me. If we hover around, is there anything else we can see? No. Can I open the umbrella? Yeah, Startrek, you are my brain trust. As you know, I think you had said that's why this game's so great for streaming like this, is because I can get advice from everybody. I'm gonna go ahead though and say that there's nothing we can do here.
That's my whip.
It's my whip. Look at use. Let's just try again. I want to climb up. Can I climb up? That's a good point. Hey, Kira Bagel. Hey, Kira Bagel, you're new. Welcome to the stream, Kira Bagel. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for giving advice. Let's see if we can get Sophia to talk to him. Let's talk to Sophia.
Excuse me.
Yes?
And we'll say, how did you get out here and talk? You talk
Here,
to
you
the
talk
man.
My pleasure.
Good call, Kira Bagel. Also, great screen name. So wait, do I still need to knock, though? You can't knock on the door, lady? Here we go.
Mr. Costa!
Pipe down, I'm coming.
He's a touchy old bird.
Watch and learn, Dr. Jones.
Well, hello, beautiful.
Oh my god. Creep. Professor goes, my name is oh wait, now I'm playing as Sophia. I hope my friend didn't pester you too much. Excuse me, please. Let's do this.
Professor Costa, my name is Sophia Hapgood.
Madam Sophia, a renowned psychic.
Oh my god, he knows who she is.
I hope my friend didn't pester you too much.
He's a friend of yours? Well, no, he didn't pester me that much.
Ooh, spicy. He just has to learn to be more tactful. We need help. We need help from you, actually. He's named after a family dog. Well, that's what I wanted. We need some help from
We need
you.
some help from you.
Happy to oblige.
You're our only hope. What can you tell us about Plato's Lost Dialogue? Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
What can you tell us about Plato's Lost Dialogue?
What do you want to know?
Literally anything. Do you have it?
Have it?
Nope,
Have you read it?
nope,
Do you know what's in it?
not exactly.
Can you get it for me?
Sorry.
Yeah, Starrex asking Kira Bagel if that's a Deep Space Nine reference. I'd like to know the answer too, because of course of the character from Deep Space Nine, Major Kira Nerys. Nerys, of course, being her first name, because Bajorans do the other way around. Do you know where we could find it?
Do you know where we could find it?
Well now, that depends. I might trade the information for a rare Atlantean artifact, such as a certain necklace I've heard about.
Wait.
I'll never trade away my necklace.
Well then, if that's how you feel, surprise me.
What?
Would you do business with my friend here?
Madame, I'll do business with anyone.
Ew.
Thanks for your help. Goodbye for now.
At your command, madame.
Weird.
Don't be a stranger now.
Interesting character.
Trade, huh? If not your necklace, then what, I wonder?
Then what, I wonder? Well, I got this thing. Wait, I'm playing as her now. Talk to Indy.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I think you better take over.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll think of something.
I got this little gem deal. You want to see if the old guy wants that? Let's try that. Let's see if he wants that.
Mr. Costa?
You again? What do you want?
Let's talk about a trade.
Let's talk about a trade.
Okay, what you got?
I'm offering this ancient coppery bead. Well, I'm not giving him my whip. A genuine American-made bullwhip. Do you want the
I'm offering
magazine?
this rare archaeology magazine.
That magazine rejects all my articles. You keep it.
Oh.
Got anything else?
Well, if you can't pass peer review, man, then you shouldn't be in the business.
I'm offering this ancient coppery bead.
Bead, you say? A mere bead for the unique knowledge I possess? You'll have to do better than that. Got anything else?
I'm offering this genuine American-made bullwhip.
Not a chance. What good is a whip in this day and age? Come back when you've got something worth my while.
All right. Well, that's all I
Don't
got, you
say
old
anything.
coot. Well, I didn't offer him the lamp. I don't think he wants that. Kira Bagel is not a Deep Space Nine reference. All right, Kira Bagel. Well, I'm glad you're here regardless of our Deep Space Nine connection. Let's go back. And Gaffer says, ragging on his lack of peer review and you're not even a doctor. That's a good point. That's a good point there. I am not a doctor of any sort, whether, that's the type of medical doctor or the other type of doctor. But I have respect for the peer review system. I have ultimate respect for that. I'm pro science. I say, shout out in the chat if you think this is a bad idea, anybody. First off, Kira Bagel, thank you. That was a big win. We got him back. He's talking to us again. Thank you. I wouldn't have been able to figure that out, I don't think, without you. I didn't know I could get Sophia to talk to him. We need to find some kind of artifact that this old Bojo here wants. So let's go... What do you think? We should go to Iceland? Let's go to Iceland. And in a minute, I have, I'm a little light on advice questions today, but I have a few. So let's go to Iceland and then we'll take a break. We're at about 40 minutes in and we'll do some advice. Used car?
Come on, let's go.
Give her a minute, dude. Jeez. Okay. So let's take a little pause here in Iceland, land of Bjork, land of the sugar cubes. And just as a reminder to everybody that this is the advice stream, I am here to give you advice. If you need advice on anything of any kind, go ahead and you can, drop it in the chat if you want to. You can also head on over to JeremyInternational.com, wherein there is a contact form at the bottom of the first page you'll land on. And you can shoot me a question that way. I get them almost immediately. But I'm here to help you in all kinds of stuff. Whatever stuff you're stuck with, if you're in a conundrum, if you're in a pickle, the problem between the blah, blah, blah. The difference between a problem and a dilemma? A problem has one answer. You just have to figure out what it is and then you solve the problem. A dilemma has multiple answers, but none of them are good. So we want problems, we don't want dilemmas. But if you have a dilemma, I can help you with that too, maybe. I'll do my best. I'm here for you is the important thing. We're live on Twitch, we're live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We got people trickling in as we go along. But let's go back. And we need to find an artifact that old dude in the Azores will tell us what he knows about Plato's lost dialogue. Uh-oh. Professor Hemdale's dead. He shouldn't have stayed here. Let's walk to him. Rip. And can we talk to him? Can we look at him?
A little too dedicated to his work, I guess.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I forgot we were going to do a question. We'll leave it there. I think I know what I'm supposed to do here. I have an idea at least. Let's see. Excuse me, here we go. Okay, here's one. This is a tough one. Excuse me. My brother, male 23, and I, female 26, had a great relationship most of our lives. But then he kind of went down a rabbit hole and became really mean. He would call me up just to tell me how bad feminism was, that Hitler actually was a smart guy, and that pride was dumb and so on. Very anti-woman, anti-LGBTQ, anti-everything that I stand for. He started acting like this when his ex-girlfriend cheated on him, and now every woman on the planet is the problem. We haven't talked since May because he thinks I hang out with the wrong people. He doesn't have any friends either. Just one guy is his gym buddy, and I think he's a bad influence. There's no question there, but I'm assuming you're asking how you're supposed to manage this or what you're supposed to do with your brother, who is your brother, and you at least formally had a close relationship with him. I can tell you that lots of people get cheated on by their partners all the time. It's unfortunately a common thing that happens. and most of them don't become fascist. At least I don't think so. So I'm not sure that that's like an excuse for your brother becoming what is by almost any standard a bad person. Uh, People don't usually change, especially when they have this kind of like adversarial political mentality. People don't usually change that from external sources. Your brother's a bad person. Maybe he wasn't always a bad person, and hopefully he won't always be a bad person, but he's not a good dude. It is not your job to fix him. Although, if you want to, and it's unclear from your letter because I maybe there's a part that you forgot to add at the end. There's not really a question there. If you want to try to be there for him, I mean, when it comes to family, this is my philosophy. When it comes to family, it's never too late to do the right thing. I think for your own mental and like actual literal physical safety, I'd advise you to start drawing some real hard boundaries with this guy because he seems like he's a monster. But if you want to, reach out occasionally to see if he's decided to change on his own, and if he does at some point in the future, then, be there for him. But he is a bad dude. He's bad. He's got a rotten heart. Some people are like that. Some people are just bad. And Startrek says I have the exact same problem with my brother. Yeah, people don't change. Well, really, under almost any circumstances, people usually don't change because of outside factors. People change because they want to change. And he's chosen to embrace these really horrible ideologies. He's made a choice to do that, and it doesn't have anything to do with his girlfriend cheating on him. Because, like I said, people get cheated on, and most of them don't become fascists. That he's angry, and he's decided, instead of taking that angry as a way to express your anger and to communicate and to heal like an adult person would do, that he's decided to take that anger and lash out at strangers, and to an extent at you, his own sister. So you don't owe him nothing. I would advise you, since you asked, to create some significant distance. I think you need to do that for safety reasons, if nothing else, because these ideologies that he has, the anti-feminism, the fact that he's defending Hitler, those are violent. I mean, even if he doesn't take that ideology and turn it into actual physical violence, that ideology is in and of itself violence. Being anti so much that you need to communicate to people, being anti equity, being anti-woman, being pro-Hitler is by itself violence. Even if he never lifts a finger to hurt somebody, those ideologies are inherently, just their existence in a person's heart and in a person's mind is an act of violence to me. And I think we can look at history and see that that's the case, whether they turn into violent acts or not. So I'd say, we don't usually swear on the advice stream, but I got to tell you, fuck your brother. I'm sorry. He's got to go. Cut him loose. If, reach out every once in a while if you want to. And if he's demonstrated that he has, or he wants to change, if he shows you that he wants to do that on his own, and maybe he needs help doing that, then that's when you be his sister, family's family, and you swoop in and you help him out. But until he's ready to make that choice on his own, I don't give a shit about this dude. He can go jump off a bridge as far as I'm concerned. That's my take. I have very little compassion for that. Kira Bagel says, would he possibly have some of the anti-LGBTQIA ideologies due to his ex cheating on with another woman or someone from the extended community? That's a good question. And if the person that wrote this in is out there and you want to answer, if you don't want to put this in the chat, you can go back to Jeremy International and do that. And if I got your intent with this writing wrong and your question's different, let me know. Um, Kira Bagel, that I would be curious just from like a psychological perspective if that had something to do with it. But once again, people, relationships are messy and people make bad choices all the time. Whether he got cheated on or not, whether his ex-girlfriend cheated on him with another woman or a trans person or a queer person or whatever, that happens to people. And that's happened to me. It happens. People screw up when it comes to relationships. But it doesn't excuse or justify in any way becoming fascist. There's very few, I try, and I think I'm sometimes successful. I very much believe in radical empathy. You got to meet people where they're at, and people sometimes get into dark places, and they need someone that loves them to sometimes help them get out. I draw the line with my radical empathy with fascism and with these types of racism, homophobia, misogyny. When people, there, I think there's two different types of these, categories of bigotry. There are people that, because our society is inherently structured in a bigoted way, there are people that act or repeat things that are hurtful and that come across as being bigoted. There are people that act that way by accident because they're just absorbing our mass culture, which tells them to do those things. But then there's a separate type of person that does it on purpose, that embraces intolerance, embraces hatred, embracing these kinds of inherently violent worldviews, whether they act on them or not, they're still violent. And, when people are, when people are accidentally bigots, then I can have a little bit of patience with them, that it's just an educational opportunity. And I think that all of us, particularly, white, cis, hetero people, tend to fall into that trap more than anyone else does, just because our society has been racist, it has been misogynistic, it has been anti-LGBTQIA plus for so long. And those of us that aren't part of those communities have grown up with that type of intolerance, that we sometimes make mistakes. And I'm all for forgiving people and educating, and it's not everyone's responsibility, but part of my embracing radical empathy is I'll take that on as part of my responsibility to call people, what do they say? Call people in and educate people when they, with the best of intentions, make mistakes. But I am having a hard time seeing that from this guy when he's defending Hitler. I just finished reading a biography of Hitler, and I can tell you, we can say all kinds of bad things about Hitler all day long. The idea that Hitler was smart is also not true. He was lucky, and he had the audacity and the shamelessness to do whatever needed to be done, and there was no intelligence that was part of that. Rings a bell to some other people in our political landscape here in the U.S. today too, I think. But anyways, I would tell you here, letter writer, I don't, if you want to do it in a different way, you can, but I think just for your own safety, you got to cut some strings here. But I also think, because family's family, it's never too late to do the right thing. I believe in that very much. Reach out every once in a while. You want to give him a couple years, and then reach out and see if he's prepared to let go of these ridiculous, nonsensical, based on lies and inherently violent ideologies. And if he is, then, that's when you can come back in and be a sister again. But until he's ready to do that on his own, because you are not going to get him to change his mind, then you got to cut it loose. On the thought, when I answer these questions, I ramble. That's just how the show goes. Sorry, everybody. On the idea of like, well, you need to reach out and you need to talk to him and you need to try to convince him that these ideas are wrong. Let me tell you, I grew up in a community where there were a lot of people that had been in camps. There were a lot of people that had numbers tattooed on their arms. They were there in Germany in the 30s and 40s, and they would tell you, and they told me when they were around, they're all got old and passed away since then, that there was no amount of conversation that you could have with the people that supported Nazis. The Nazi ideology was inherently resistant to any external thought. That's what fascism is. You're 100% with us, or you're the victim of our violence. So you're not going to be able to have a conversation with him. I can guarantee you that. There's no combination of words or reasoned arguments that you can have to get a person like this to change their mind. They have to choose to do that on their own. They usually don't. But maybe he will, and give him some time. Keep yourself safe. And if you want to check in a little while and see if he's ready to make amends, then go for it. Startrek says, I did the same for 15 years, because Startrek was saying before that their brother is similar to this guy. But it just got worse. I agree. Check in every now and then to make sense, though. And there's a hard agree. Yeah, there's lots of bad behavior that people can do that you might be able to talk them out of. Like talking to people that have addiction problems sometimes works. But talking to people that have a fascism problem doesn't. The whole point of that ideology is that they've figured out the secret. They're smarter than everyone else because they figured out the nonsense conspiracy about how the world works. And they're not going to let go of that from any kind of external source. So, yeah, there was a couple countries in Europe, whole populations of people that believed this in the 30s and 40s. And we got them to stop mass murder, not by talking to them about it, but with M1 Garands and Sherman tanks, unfortunately, P-51 Mustangs. Anyways, I'll leave that there because I don't want to say anything that I'll regret later. But good luck to you. And, embrace in your community, embrace your life, and find someone that feels like a brother to you. You can, you got the family you're born with and you got the family you choose. And I've got a brother I was born with I love very much, and I've got brothers that I chose throughout my life. I love them very much too. Starrick says, I see an option missing from Dr. Jones's moveset. Looks like there's no punch. I know. That's a good segue back to the game, Starrick. Thank you. We know how best to deal with Nazis from Dr. Henry Indiana Jones, and that is that you punch them or get them in a situation where they open the Ark of the Covenant and then the hand of God melts their faces off. I'm into all of those. That's a good look for Nazis. Let's bring the sound back a little bit. And it looks like there's some kind of item on the wall. Let's look at it. What is this?
It looks like a bead would fit in the eel's mouth.
Oh, well, let's do it. Use bead in exposed eel head.
It's perfectly.
Wow. Whoa.
Look, it melted itself right out of the ice.
What is it?
It's a bronze coil.
Can I pick it up? Yoink. Look at eel figurine. Can we look at it again?
It's a bronze coil.
No, we can't. All right. Well, can we open Frozen?
It doesn't seem to open.
Yeah, that would have been gross if it did. Can we push him?
I can't move it.
Can we pull him?
I can't move it.
Okay, well, we got a cool little artifact here. You think we should go back to the Azores and give this to that old crunchy dude? Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Truck. We already looked in that tent before. There was nothing in there. We're here. Let's look again. Just, I don't want to have to, go back and forth
Looks
a million
like someone's
times.
still living here.
Well, he ain't living there now. Oh, that's sad.
It doesn't seem to open.
He's frozen dead. He died from cold.
I don't think that'll work.
All right, fine. Use truck.
Let's head for the airport.
If you're new to the show, everyone, we're getting more and more followers creeping in here. This is the advice stream. I'm your host, Jeremy International. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitch. We're live over on JeremyInternational.com. Not that anyone watches there. This episode of the advice stream is unofficially brought to you by Blue Diamond Almonds. I had a little bit of bourbon tonight, everyone. I got to be honest with you. That glass is almost empty. We're doing spicy dill pickle tonight, and they are delicious. And they pair very nicely with this bourbon that I've been sipping on. Hold on a second. They're making that bourbon pop a little bit more. I didn't really care for this bourbon. I'm not going to say what brand it is because it's not my favorite. But it's making it pop. It's good. Never would have guessed that these would have paired so well together. Maybe some future episode of the advice stream we'll have a flight of bourbons, and we'll have a bunch of different flavors of Blue Diamond almonds. They are our unofficial sponsor. Now, if anyone from Blue Diamond Almonds is out there listening in and you would like to become the official sponsor of Jeremy International and the advice stream, you just let me know. I can spend way more time talking about Blue Diamond Almonds, and I'll make sure I pronounce it right, for even just a small amount of money. Everybody's got a price. Mine's less than most. Let's go back to the Azores and see if that old coot wants this bronze eel. Ah, the Azores. Beautiful mid-Atlantic. Just a little bit of spicy, just like, for me at least, the right amount of spicy. Spicy dill pickle. All right. Here you go, you old bat.
Mr. Costa?
You again? What do you want?
What do you want? There's gold.
Let's talk about a
trade.
trade.
Okay, what you got?
I'm offering this mysterious eel figurine.
Oh, it didn't even give me the
that
option.
looks interesting. You've got a deal, mister. Now listen carefully. I don't know exactly where to find it, but
Oh.
the lost dialogue of Plato is in the Ward collection. Got that?
I think so. The Ward collection.
Very good. Nice doing business with you.
What? That's it?
The Ward collection? You know something, Sophia? I believe Barnett College owns the Ward collection.
Oh, really? Uh-oh.
Dr. Uberman.
Uh-oh.
Fantastic news. Kerner, at last! See what Herr Jones has kindly provided. What on earth? Isn't it amazing?
Man, these cutscenes are so good.
You come back to show me this prehistoric knick-knack? Herr Doctor, I believe this knick-knack, as you call it, comes from the lost city. Then we have failed. I see no evidence here of some magical metal Plato called orichalcum. Look here. Concealed in the base is a small shiny bead. And it glitters like fire, exactly as Plato described. It's my guess we found the treasure we seek. I never guess. We must test.
Oh, no. Is anyone else getting real big Wolfenstein vibes from this? Oh, God, what happened?
We've done it! The energy of uranium without any radioactivity! And those smug American scientists know nothing! That gives me an idea. Suppose I place the bead inside the statue's open mouth.
Uh-oh. Oh my God.
You saw that? Think of trucks powered by these beads. Think of tanks. Think of airplanes. Use your imagination, Colonel. Think big like the Americans. Think of bombs.
Man, that was great. Hey, Amiga Ray Enigma, am I saying that right? Yeah, the voice acting's so good. Man, that lab just looks so great. It just made me
So why
want
are
a
you dragging me
Wolfenstein
in
in there,
here?
you know?
Plato's Lost Dialogue should be here somewhere.
I'm so into this game
Need
right
some
now.
help?
It's just, there's so much nostalgia. I didn't play this one, but I played the Last Crusade game and all these other point-and-click adventure LucasArts games. Monkey Island, Maniac Mansion. Loved all those games when I was a kid, and it's just so much fun to play this. Oh, you can't go with me. You don't have tenure. Yeah, no, she should come with me.
Yes, please, it's scary in here.
Save the sarcasm, Jones. I'll meet you in your office.
Okay, so we're looking for the book. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go back and look at the bulletin board. You got to look at everything because you never know.
It says, for sale, 1937 Ford Coupe, like new, $300.
Is that a lot? Is that a deal? I don't know.
It says, where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio?
Isn't that a song?
It says, wanted, ride share to World's Fair. It says, movie tonight, The 39 Steps.
I've heard of that movie because it's on the Criterion
It
Collection.
says, where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio?
Okay, now we're just repeating.
It says, Edward Teller, phone home.
Edward Teller was, didn't he work on the Manhattan Project?
It says, movie tonight, The 39 Steps.
Okay. Walk to the, oh, can I use the water fountain? No. Okay. We got to look at books. Look at.
I believe it's part of the old Pierce collection. I believe it's part of the old Pierce collection.
Was this the wrong part of the library? We could have gone down the stairs. Books on tools, books on pots. I remember this from the beginning of the game. Books on weapons.
There's nothing of importance here. There's nothing of importance here.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the game. Can we use the rope? Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. I wonder what, because you could have skipped the part at the beginning. And I wonder what, I'm going to try, before we go through all that, because we went through that before and I don't remember seeing anything about books. Let's go see if we can go downstairs. We'll go back. If we can't go downstairs, then that means that we got to go up that ladder. But before we get too involved in all that. Oh no, see, we were here too. Can we open this? We couldn't open it before. Can we pick up the rag? Yeah, you know, a big part of this game is like picking up stuff. Can we pick up some coal? That might be helpful later. Can we use coal with furnace?
It's hot enough already.
Okay. Is there anything else here? Lockers are empty. Oh, they're just kind of hovering around. No boxes, shovels not available. We got coal. Can we use the coal chute? Can we climb up? No. Okay. Well, at least we did that. So we gotta find... looking to see if we get anything unusual. I don't think... Moving around. Okay, let's walk to the rope. Let's climb up. Let's just kind of reverse our way through the opening sequence and see if we can find the book. Plato's second, whatever it is. Yeah, StartRec says AAA games today don't have voice acting as good as DOS adventure games in the old days. I agree with that. Look at here. No. Look at the big crate. Can we open the big crate?
The label says unidentified potsherds.
Well, what if that's a lie?
It doesn't seem to open.
Can we pick up the arrowhead? Yeah, see, this is how you do. We gotta pick up all of these things. Can I pick up the rope? Rope's always useful to have.
I can't pick that up.
Okay.
I can't reach it.
Can I use my whip?
I don't think that'll work. Marcus thought Potlatch Indians carved this. Looks like a movie prop to me.
Well, can I push it over?
I can't push it any further.
Can I pull it?
The floor isn't slippery enough. It won't move.
Can I...
It doesn't seem to open.
Alright. See, this is... now I'm stuck again. Can't pick up the rope. Nothing I can use or get on the shelves. Can we look at the shelves just in case?
Looks like beadwork from the Phoenix collection.
There's nothing else. There's nowhere else for me to go or do here. Make the floor slippery. How do I... That's a good point, StartRec. How do I...
It's empty.
I don't think kerosene would be a good choice anyways.
It's a greasy old towel.
Okay, it's greasy. Can I use this with this?
I don't think that'll work.
Can I... Does it say floor? Can I use this... StartRec, what you just said got auto modded out, and I think that was good. So I'm gonna leave it like that because I think that, you know, if it was that kind of game, I would try that for sure. But it's not,
I don't think that'll work.
I'm just gonna leave it. How do we make...
The floor isn't slippery enough. It won't move.
Use...
I don't think that'll work.
StarRec says you're not. It's not Leisure Suit Larry. I remember that game too. Gaffer asks, are the shelves on the right any different? I don't think so.
Looks like textiles from the Shaman collection.
And Amiga says, use the arrowhead on the crate. All right, let me try that. Use arrowhead on big crate.
That didn't do anything.
I feel like there's an item we're missing, but I think StartRec's suggestion to make the floor slippery so I can move the totem pole, and then maybe I can move the totem pole here and I could climb up through that hole with the totem pole. But I gotta find a way to do that. And the
It's a
dirty,
greasy old towel.
the fact that it's greasy is encouraging to me. But let's go back down the rope. Gaping hole, by the way. Just want to let everyone know that it says that. Let's, what else do we have here? What else do we have?
I don't think that'll work.
Can I open the school desk?
Doesn't seem to open. I don't think that'll work.
Can I push it?
I can't move it.
Pull?
I can't move it.
Okay.
I don't think that'll work. I think I've read them all.
Can I open any of
Doesn't
these?
seem to open.
They're books, that's all they do. Let's leave and look around some more. We didn't look on the other side of the entrance here. Can we keep going? We looked at the bulletin. Water fountain doesn't work. Can I open the window? No. Let's double check the basement again. Maybe there's like a oil can. What's this? You guys see this? This thing? What does that look like to you? You guys see that? You might need to zoom in a little bit. What does that look like? Can I open the furnace? Can I try to put the coal in now?
It's hot enough already.
Can I, what if I put the greasy rag in there?
I don't want to incinerate that. It's empty. Well, that doesn't seem to work.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta go somewhere else. We're missing something. We're missing something. Let's leave. We gotta keep the action going. This is a live stream. And in a minute, we're gonna take another break here and read. This is a long question. I don't love the long ones, but if if it takes you a long time to put in what you need help with, then I totally respect that. So
Where do you think you're going?
I don't know.
I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
I'll say. Now go back and find Plato's Lost Dialogue.
Wait, am I not allowed to leave? All right, well, that's good news, because that means that I'm not missing something. Hey, the Afrobot, should I try to crack my whip at the car? I'm not going to do that. I feel like that would be amusing to see in real life. Yes, it would be. So whatever I need is here. We know that. I'm gonna climb back up. I've looked through this room a million times. There's nothing in here. There's something up here I'm missing, I think. And I just had another idea of something that I can try to do. I just thought of something else. We tried to move the totem pole, but we didn't try to move the crate.
It won't come any further.
Can I push it? Ah. Old dusty chest. See?
It's locked.
Can I use... I forgot the car. You hear the car neigh and gallop away. That'd be funny.
That didn't do anything.
Okay. So we found an old dusty chest that's locked. How do we unlock it?
I don't think that'll work.
How do we where is the key?
That didn't work. A fine sample of bitumen.
That's the coal. Can I pick it up?
I can't pick that up. That doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, I don't know what the lump of coal for is there, Amiga. I don't know. But it doesn't work when I try to use it to open the box.
That'll just make a mess.
And the arrowhead doesn't work.
That didn't do anything.
So there's got to be something that I'm missing that's like a key. I feel like I've looked over everything a million times, but I'm missing it. Should I go back down to the basement and see if there's a key there that I missed somehow? That's where a key would be, I feel like. I'm going back to the basement just to double check. And we're gonna look for a key again.
It's very hot.
Yeah.
It's too slippery to walk up. I don't think that'll work.
Yeah, Gaffer, just to keep the show rolling, if you want to look up, someone out there wants to look up a walkthrough, and, you know, like, you can just tell me, or you could give me a hint if you want to. That's fine, however you want to do it. I'm here for you guys. I'm getting a little bored with this myself, so I'd like to move ahead, you know, to, like, playing the game and having fun. So if somebody out there wants to, whether you want to just tell me, or if you want to try to give me a clever hint and see if I can figure it out, I don't care. Gaffer says, can the items in your inventory interact with each other? Yeah, we could use arrowhead with rag. Oh. Well, what do I do with that? Is that gonna help me do something? Should I try to burn it in the furnace? Amiga says, my only ideas are arson adjacent. Use wrapped arrowhead with furnace?
That didn't do anything.
Okay. Let's go back up the rope. And Fred Undead says, Jeremy clearly hasn't played The Longest Journey. No, I have not. I don't know. Am I on the right am I in the right path here, everybody? I definitely did a combo. Can I add in another item?
That'll just make a mess.
Let's see what we... So can I use this with this now?
That didn't do anything.
Can I use this with this?
That didn't do anything.
Can I use this with this?
That didn't do anything.
Can I use this with this?
That didn't do anything.
I feel like I've made a big breakthrough.
That didn't do anything.
I feel so dumb. Try it on the shells.
That didn't do anything.
The bookshelves down the rope, maybe?
It won't go any further. That didn't do anything.
Okay. How would anyone ever figure out how to do any of this on their own before the internet?
That didn't do anything. 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 That didn't do anything.
I don't, Tool seems like a place to use it, but does it matter where I click?
That didn't do anything. That didn't do anything.
The bookcase in the library.
That didn't do anything.
Say that didn't do anything one more time. Say it one more time, Indy.
That didn't do anything. 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 I don't think that'll work.
Oh, well, at least he said something different. Gaffer says, open the tip. Oh, open.
It doesn't seem to open. The back of the bookcase is too securely fastened to open. That didn't do anything.
Open.
The back of the bookcase is too securely fastened to open.
Use.
That didn't do anything.
doesn't matter where I click, maybe? Nah, we
It's
got
unscrewed.
something. Now can I open it?
It doesn't seem to open.
Oh, there's screws.
It's
Oh
unscrewed.
my god. Game, this is way... You have to click
It's unscrewed.
these little itty bitty deals.
It's unscrewed.
LucasArts, what do you think you're doing?
It's unscrewed.
Now open it. Sweet Jesus.
There's nothing of importance here.
You sure about that?
It's already open.
Can I see?
That didn't do anything. I believe it's part of the old Pierce collection.
What does that mean?
I believe it's part of the old Pierce collection.
Pick up?
I can't pick that up.
Gaffer's asking if there's an office. Yeah, I started in his office in the opening sequence, but I don't know how to get back. Gaffer, I thank you so much for looking all this up, but I'm so confused. Let's take a break. Sometimes when you're getting frustrated, you need to take a break. Let's take a break. Let's take a break. I'm so sleepy. Okay. I have a question. I have questions come in. This came in a couple days ago. It's long, but I'm going to read it all the way through, and then we'll discuss. I would like your opinions, too, if anyone out there hasn't fallen asleep yet, because this has been so boring to watch me struggle through this overall delightful video game that has this one part that's a fucking nightmare. Okay. My ex-husband surprised me with a really extravagant engagement ring. We married less than a year into our engagement. 8 months later, we separated, and after living on opposite coasts for 2 years with very little contact, we divorced. No hard feelings. That's weird. But it didn't end well. I don't know what that means. And we don't keep in touch. That sounds like it. You have hard feelings. Fast forward several years, and my current boyfriend and I are talking about marriage, but are not officially engaged yet. We're both pretty practical, so I suggested reusing my old engagement ring in wedding band. I love the set and barely got to wear it. I also don't have any strong emotions surrounding it. It's just a beautiful set that has been sitting in a drawer collecting dust for years. My boyfriend initially liked the idea and seemed relieved since we have a million other things on which our money would be better spent. The problem is that our friends and my family have declared that this is creepy, their quotes, and bad luck. My mom told my sister that she thinks my boyfriend is being a cheapo and that it's tacky to reuse a diamond. I feel like this is an overreaction, but now my boyfriend is beginning to feel self-conscious about all the criticism which is unfairly being lobbed at him considering this was my idea. We've agreed that we definitely want to wear rings when we get married, and although we can buy something else for less, I want to wear it, and free fits our budget. I won't say that this to him in case we go another way, but I also worry that I'll always look down at a new ring and think longingly about the eye-popping beauty going to waste in the drawer. I feel like that's worse than reclaiming an ex's ring. What say you? Would you feel creeped out by hearing a friend say they were recycling a bridal set? Amiga says, give Mr. Costa the cold because he's a grouchy old turd. He certainly is. Okay, so there's a lot going on here, but the big issue is this woman's family. Well, I don't know if it's a woman, it doesn't say. This person's family is saying that it's creepy and bad luck to reuse a hardly used engagement ring / wedding band. So two things to say about that. First off, luck isn't real. There's no such thing as bad luck or good luck. So whether they think that's lucky or not, it doesn't matter. And it's the great thing about made up stuff is it doesn't matter what other people think. As far as them thinking that it's creepy, like I personally don't think it's creepy. I think that the whole idea of engagement rings and buying a diamond for somebody, which to be clear, I did when I got engaged to my, current partner. I want to say that I did do that. But I also think that's kind of in and of itself a creepy and weird tradition that everyone feels this obligation to spend lots of money on a thing in order to get married. But that's what we all do. Or at least that's what most of us do. That's kind of the social norm. There's lots of social norms that are silly, but they still have values in some ways. Tradition is valuable sometimes. And I understand that your boyfriend, soon to be fiance, doesn't want to become part of your family with everyone in your family thinking poorly of him because he just let you reuse the ring. I also just want to say, to me, like, getting married to someone after less than a year and then getting separated 8 months later, that happens. I'm not saying that's like a horrible thing, but I think that's kind of indicative of maybe decision quality on your part. So, like, take your time, make sure you're thinking this through, regardless of the ring. Because separating after 8 months to me just feels a little alarming of a situation to put yourself in. No one ever has to get married to anybody if they don't want to. You certainly don't need to have a ring. I think, but I understand where your boyfriend's coming from once again, because regardless of whether these traditions make sense or not, there are things that most of us accept and do. And if I were him, I would be concerned about becoming a part of your family. When you marry someone, you marry the whole family. And them thinking poorly of me for not following through with this admittedly ridiculous late stage capitalism tradition. I think an option that you don't consider here, you're really only talking about either going out and spending a ridiculous amount of money on another ring, leaving this one in a drawer to collect dust, or just reusing it as is. But if you like, the diamond, if you like the ring, maybe you split the difference and you go to a jeweler and you have them, I don't know, reset it or change the ring in some way so that it feels new, that it's a new thing. Maybe you and your partner help pick out a design together so he feels like he's contributing, instead of just being like, oh yeah, this other Bojo bought you a ring. That was good enough for you then, so it's good enough for you now. I think that might be the better option. And that way, he can kick in a couple bucks just so he feels like he's meeting those expectations, ridiculous as they are, from your family. And that you're just not reusing an old piece of jewelry as is, but you're making it something new to signify. And that's really what this all is it's symbolism. You're doing something new with it to signify that you're doing something new, that this relationship will not be like your previous one that lasted for 8 months. I think that's a better way to go. That way everyone's happy. You got to watch out because you don't want your family to dictate the nature of your marriage, your relationship, or whatever. That's not healthy. You got to have boundaries. Amiga says, I was just thinking that if the ring got like engraved or something, yeah. Or, like using the materials that already are in the ring, but maybe to make something new that he has a part in designing or contributing to in some way, just so it's something new. Because I agree that with myself in that luck isn't real, but it's just, it's bad. It's a bad vibe. I feel like that marriage seems like it was a bad idea from the beginning and ended very quickly. And just using the same, like, I wouldn't want, for me, if I was about to get into, you know, a marriage with a person, if they're gonna wear a engagement ring and a wedding band, I wouldn't want it to be something that some ex built. I'd want it to be something at least that I felt like I had some role in picking out or whatever. It'd weigh on me for sure to just not reuse this. And, you know, if it was like your ex-husband who was super rad dude and everyone loved him and you loved him, but it didn't work out and you tried really hard and it just didn't work out, or I don't know if he like got blown up or died in some heroic way or whatever, and you want it, like, that's different. But this is a person that you didn't have a good time with, didn't end well. You're sending me a lot of mixed signals with the way that you've worded this. It ended poorly, but what was it that you said again? No hard feelings, but it didn't end well, and you don't talk anymore. All of those, that doesn't add up. There's something else going on there that you don't need to share if you don't want to. You clearly don't want to, so we don't need to. But yeah, take it to the jeweler, get them to change it, even like in a minor way. Like, you know, I don't know, maybe he can pay for like another little small diamond that you sit next to it. Or you take the diamond out and you take the gold out and you melt the gold down and you make a new ring that, you know, is stylistically the same, but in some superficial way different. And then you put the diamond back on it. That's not going to be cheap, but that's not going to be as expensive as buying a whole new kit and caboodle, you know? Yeah, it seems like Amiga and Gaffer agree there. Yeah, you don't need to sit it in a drawer forever and spend another whatever thousands of dollars on a new ring. Just, you know, like repurpose what you got, make it a little different, make it feel new, is what I say. Rolling back a little bit, back to the game here. That's actually, unfortunately, all the questions I got for this week. But we're an hour and a half in. We only got about 30 minutes left. As far as going back to the office goes, how did I in the pre-credits part of the game when we started playing it last week, I was in Indy's office. I somehow got out of it. Starrex says, I melted gold and reformed it into rings and my marriage still ended. You know, this isn't a guarantee that their wedding's going to work out. It's just, you know, it's something different to do than repurposing the ring as it is. Thank you for a little factoid, Starrex says. Thank you for the factoid. It's not a fun fact, but it is a fact, for sure. How do we get back to Indy's office? Because went through all of this nonsense here with the arrowhead in the rag for some reason. Why couldn't they just put a screwdriver in the basement? Jeez. I took out all these screws and he opens it and says, Sophia is supposedly in Indy's office. Well, that's across the street. She's across the street. I saw her come out of the building across the street. So let's go back. Look at that office door, it says. This game is killing me. Indy's killing me right now. Open office door? Is that whole building his office? Jeez.
I don't think that'll work.
Well, can I go in, please? There we are.
Well, don't just stand there. Go find Plato's Lost Dialogue.
All right, lady, calm down, please. Ooh, there's an icebox.
Phew. Guess I should have cleaned it out.
Ew. What's in the jar? Pick up. Jar.
I guess it's mayonnaise, but it looks like used motor oil.
Ew. Oh, is that going to make the floor slippery for us to move the totem pole on? There's so much stuff in here. Okay, let's look around. That's an idea. Well, let's close the icebox.
Doesn't seem to close.
Really? There, thank you. Waste not, want not. Trunk? Can we open the trunk? Open trunk. Really? Look at. Oh, wait, it is open.
Nothing useful in here.
Well, why is it there? Why do you have a useless trunk in your office, Indy? Why?
Here's a cartouche from the Well of Souls.
Oh. Raiders of the Lost Ark reference.
I better call a glazier.
A glazier? That's someone that fixes windows. Can I close it?
Doesn't seem to close.
All right, well.
Here's a thuggy idol.
Temple of Doom reference. He has all of the things that he stole from his previous movies and adventures. All right, let's go back and let's see if we can use the gross old mayonnaise on the floor to make the totem pole move, and then maybe we can climb up the hole in the ceiling for some reason. Why did we do that? But that's my plan. That's what I'm going to try to do. That's what we're going to try to do. Use jar of mayonnaise with totem pole. Ew. I did not care for that sound. Pull totem pole. Can we do it one more time? Now can we use totem pole? Yeah. Okay, we were here. This is part of the opening sequence. Look at urn.
Some kind of funeral urn.
Cool.
I believe it's part of the old ward collection.
Ah, that's where the thing. So can we break it? Open urn. Look at.
Looks like
ashes.
someone's ashes in here.
Gross.
It's a crude copy of a Persian idol. Poor Marcus. He thought this was a Maasai warrior. Feels like there's something loose in here.
Oh my God, is it a key?
A key?
Okay. We're making progress now. Should we look around a little bit more though?
It's a stone carving of Shiva.
Can I pick it up?
I can't pick that up.
Can I pick up anything else?
I can't pick that up.
What's this? Can we open the chest?
I can't lift the lid.
What, are you weak?
It's a copy of an Egyptian statue of Horus. Marcus still thinks this chest belonged to Columbus. Must be made out of lead. There.
Now can I, really? Now can I open the chest? What's inside?
It's full of air.
What? Can we pick up the air?
I can't pick that up.
Can we pick up the candlestick?
I think it's fine right where it is.
All right, you picked it up before, dude. All right, let's go back down. Now we have a key. We're going to try to open the box. Use key with dusty old
There's a
chest.
manuscript inside. The lost dialogue of Plato.
Disco. Can we look at it? The Hermocrates. Now at the last I have Plato's lost dialogue translated entirely. The Greek original is lost, so I've used the Arabic text I found in an Italian monastery years ago and always thought was a hoax. Now I wonder, could this remarkable book hold the secret to long lost Atlantis? Probably not. No one will publish it, that's certain. The fear of ridicule is too great. To be safe, I've sent a copy to Ward. Charles Steinhardt, London, 1922. Can I turn the page? Are there pages? There are. I don't want to read all this. Oh, there's like paperclip bookmarks. Okay. We got it. We did it. Let's get out of here. Mission accomplished. We found the book. Yay. Let's go find Sophie and see if she has any ideas about what we do now, I guess. We're going to be wrapping up here in a minute, though, everybody. Is she going to come out? No.
I got it. I found Plato's lost dialogue.
Really?
Our jungle friend Sternhardt is quite the scholar.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
We read that already. And we read this. I don't want to read all this.
I don't see how this will help us find Atlantis.
Isn't it obvious?
No, it's much
Starrick,
too
thanks for
vague.
having
Our
fun.
only hope
I
is
had fun most of the
supernatural
time.
inspiration.
Sometimes it gets a little boring.
You mean your old pal Nurab Sal?
If I can make contact, yes. Where's my spirit guide when I need him?
Come on, Sophia. The answer's in the book, not outer space.
So he got his dates mixed up. Why is that so important?
Plato's error means distances could also be wrong.
So what if they are?
If Plato is right, Atlantis is in the Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
You mean 300 miles from Greece instead of 3,000?
Yes, the cradle of civilization.
You could be right.
Isn't that Mesopotamia?
You once told me he came from the middle of the world. That's what Mediterranean means.
Good old Nurab Sal. I'm starting to like him.
Wait, quiet. I think I'm getting something.
That orichalcum sure is spooky stuff.
Spooky? Haven't you learned anything? Among the artifacts that Kerner stole was a small stone disc with a hole in it. I'm sure it was one of the 3 stones mentioned in Plato's book. And I didn't find it. I bought it from Omar al-Jabbar in Algiers.
Oh.
Why should he help us?
Or was it Alain Cartier in Monte Carlo? Either way, Algiers or Monte Carlo. This much I do know.
Mika says Mesopotamia,
You'll need all 3
Mediterranean,
stones
potato.
if you want to find Atlantis.
I think everyone in both those places would disagree with that. I missed what she said.
All right, I'm ready to go.
Not so fast. First, I'm going to tell you a fortune.
Oh
Look
boy.
into my eyes. Deep into my eyes.
No, thank you.
For Pete's sake, I'm not going to hurt you. Now hold still. You are a remarkable man, Dr. Jones.
Yeah, I know.
You possess great strength of character. You are resourceful, always eager to solve life's deepest puzzles. I could never follow the thoughts of your maze-like mind, so I can't follow you along the twisting path that leads to Atlantis.
I'd rather go into action by myself.
Are you absolutely sure?
No.
Let's go through this again.
Nurab Sal is trying to guide you. He admires your ingenuity.
I'd rather tackle this together with you.
Are you absolutely sure?
I see. So this is like a big choice to make in the game. Does she come along or not? I mean, she's been helpful up until now. I feel like she should come along. She distracted the guy. She talked to the other guy.
Yes, I'm sure. We should team up.
Okay, if that's how you feel, we'll go together.
That's probably a bad idea. Don't get any funny ideas. I'll be running the show. Let's get going. We can still catch tonight's clipper. Stay out of my way. You won't get hurt.
Don't get any funny ideas. I'll be running the show.
You make it sound so romantic.
Okay. I think we, yeah. Can I... There we go. We can save. StartRec says, how is this going to affect my chances with the 8-bit female character? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, StartRec. I'm not sure they were good to begin with. Also, keep in mind this game is from 1992, so she's much older than you. Yeah, but I'm a little pooped and sleepy. But we're getting close to the end of time anyways. I want to thank everybody for coming and contributing. Remember, as always, if you would like to seek advice from me, your friend, Jeremy International, you can head on over to JeremyInternational.com. There's a contact form at the bottom, and I'm here to help you with whatever you got. I really enjoyed the conversations we had. It was good. We had a lot of participation from everyone today. I really appreciate that. Next week, we will continue to play Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis at least one more week. We'll see, if we keep getting into these kind of long parts where I'm just like clicking around with no idea what to do, that gets boring for me. I'm sure that's boring for you. I can see we lost a few viewers while we were doing that. But I'll do this at least one more week, and then maybe we'll go back to having some guests, because that's always fun. If you would like to see anything else specific, let me know. I'm around. And I guess that's it. We've been live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and we will remain so in the future. And I hope you had a good show. Every past episode of the advice stream, by the way, is available. Almost every past episode is available at JeremyInternational.com. If you ever wanted to go back and check out some of the reruns in syndication, I don't think that's right. Yeah, Starrick, I got bored at least. But I appreciate nobody else did. But we'll keep going. So have a great night, everybody. And this has been the Advice Stream. I'm your host, Jeremy International. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you in a week.